Hi, this is Amiga, your guide to making AI simple, practical and profitable. Today we are going to do what so many people are searching for right now. Compare the biggest AI assistant ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini and Perplexity. Each one claims to be the smartest and most powerful. But which one will help you to work smarter, save time and earn even more money? I didn't just read about them. I asked every assistant to compare itself to others. Then I fact-checked what they really said and tested their answers in real-world tasks. And now I'm going to show you what's true, what's hype, and what really fits your goals. Stay until the end, and there is a bonus framework that will help you to choose which assistant you should use for your daily tasks. We live in the time when new AI tool appears every week. This is exciting, but it's also exhausting. So many people don't know which AI tool to choose. You open ChatGPT and it feels magical, but then you hear about Gemini or Claude or Perplexity and think, so what should I use? What is better for my tasks? So which one's worth your time? So here is the thing. They are all powerful, but each one has a different personality and different purpose. Choosing the right one can literally save you hours every week. So let's start. Alright, before we dig into testing, we must know who we are dealing with. We'll look at 4 assistants: ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude and Perplexity. I asked each one of them 2 questions. How many users do you have and what is your core strength? Let's start with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, can you tell me how many users you have and what your main strength is? It answered, OpenAI doesn't publish exact numbers, but ChatGPT has over 180 million active users monthly. My main strength is conversational flexibility. I help with writing, creative tasks, documentation, ideation and more. My result seems accurate. I tested it by asking to write a blog post, summarize a report and give me video ideas. All in one session, and it handled it smoothly. So yes, the strengths claims hold for all-purpose creative work. Then I asked Gemini, how many users do you support and what are you best at? It responded, as part of Google's ecosystem, Gemini supports hundreds of millions of users across Google Search, Workspace and Android. My core strength is real-time data access and seamless integration with Google tools. My result? Absolutely. I tested Gemini inside Google Sheets and Docs, and its access to data is instant. If you often use Google environments, Gemini definitely delivers what it says. Then I asked Claude, what's your user base and what distinguishes you? It answered, Claude is used by professionals and enterprises via Anthropic's platform. While exact public user numbers aren't shared, we serve thousands of organizations. My main strength is long context reasoning, safety and deep writing support. My result, I uploaded 50 pages document to Claude and asked to summarize it into one brief. It did so very clearly. So yes, the strength claim holds, especially for large writing. Then I asked Perplexity, how many users do you have and what is your standout feature? It answered, I process millions of queries weekly and aggregate live web data with citation. My standout strength is fast, accurate research answers with source transparency. My result, during the quick facts check test, Perplexity gave me links, facts and real numbers. And that was way faster than any other tools could give that. So yes, Perplexity is good for fast research. So now we know who they are, how many people really use them, and what they say their strength is. Now let's dig deeper and compare them across different parameters to see which one actually delivers best for you and your business. Creativity and content generation, knowledge base accuracy, speed and availability, team collaboration features, pricing and plans, privacy and data security, learning curve and ease of use. Now let's go step by step through the main parameters that are very important when you choose your everyday AI. Let's start with creativity and content creation. When I tested creativity, ChatGPT really stood out. It writes stories, scripts, adds copy, and it can sometimes even add humor if you ask. Claude also performs well, but it feels more serious. Gemini can combine visuals and text, but for me it felt like a little bit more technical. Perplexity admitted it's not for imagination. Example, I asked all four to write a fun Instagram caption for a cozy coffee morning. ChatGPT gave something cute and natural. Claude wrote a reflective one like a short poem. Gemini added a matching image prompt suggestion. Perplexity just gave a short factual sentence. So if you're a creator or marketer, you should definitely use ChatGPT or Claude. If your creativity includes visuals, try Gemini. And Perplexity is just not for that. Knowledge base and accuracy. Here's where each tool shines differently. Perplexity is Wikipedia with personality. It always gives you sources. Gemini uses Google's knowledge graphs, so it's perfect for up-to-date sources. ChatGPT is more like encyclopedia with a tutor. It's better for understanding things. Claude focuses on accuracy through reasoning, not just facts. Example, when I asked what is the difference between ChatGPT 4 and Claude 3, ChatGPT explained concepts simply, Gemini gave me a link to official documentation, Claude compared them like an expert analyst, Perplexity gave the list of sources, perfect if you want to double check. So, for real-time info, use Gemini or Perplexity, for reliable summaries, Claude, and for understanding topic, ChatGPT is the best. The next, speed and availability. Speed really varies by the platform. Gemini is the fastest. It uses Google's servers. Perplexity comes close for short questions. ChatGPT can be slower during peak hours. Claude is slower, but it usually gives you longer and more thoughtful answer. So, if you want quick answers, use Gemini and Perplexity. If you want thoughtful analysis, use Claude. Team collaboration. ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude all offer team plans, but all of them are different. And Perplexity is still solo-oriented. Pricing and plans. All start around $20 a month. Then let's talk about privacy and data security. This one is a key if you work with a sensitive info. Claude was made around ethics, so it doesn't train on users' data. Gemini uses Google's strict security system. ChatGPT lets users opt out of trainings, especially on team plans. And Perplexity uses minimum data retention. So if you're working on confidential documentation, Claude feels perfect. But if you're doing just routine creative work, ChatGPT feels fine. Ease of use. ChatGPT is the easiest. Just type and go. Gemini feels familiar for Android users. Perplexity looks like a search bar, so it's very simple. Claude has the cleanest interface. For example, if your grandma wants to try AI for the first time, ChatGPT is perfect. Or if your coworker often uses Google services, it's better to try Gemini. Final summary. Each assistant has its role. ChatGPT is your friendly multitasker for ideas, creativity, and automation. Gemini, your connected researcher for documents. Claude, your private professional assistant for deep thinking. And Perplexity, your deep, reliable fact checker. And the best part, none of them tried to beat each other. They all focused on what they do best, which is exactly how AI tools are evolving now. So now it's time to move from theory to practice and to see how these four tools, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and Gemini, work in real-life tasks. I gave them all the same set of challenges, practical, creative, and analytical, to see not only what they produce, but also how they think and communicate. Test number 1, creative content task. Prompt: write a short Instagram caption about using AI to simplify your daily life, friendly, slightly funny, and reliable. ChatGPT instantly came with warmly casual caption. It gets tone right and it feels very human. If you run a lifestyle blog, ChatGPT is a great ability to write texts in a style you want it to. Claude gave a longer, more reflective post. Gemini focused on tips. Perplexity caption sounded more like from the new factual, clear but lacking tone. It is strong for summarize and research, but it's not good for brand or emotion. The verdict: for brand, voice and creativity, ChatGPT wins. For depth and philosophical tone, Claude. For productivity tips, Gemini. And Perplexity is just not for that. Test number 2: facts checking and research task. I asked, summarize the main updates in Apple's new iPhone 16 using only verified 2025 sources. This is where Perplexity shines. It provides the most accurate cited summary, linking each claim to its source, including reviews, Apple press releases, and even user feedback from Reddit. It's the most reliable fact collector from all four. Gemini gave the polished, structured summary, almost like reading a Google News digest. ChatGPT was detailed, but not sourced linked. But if you need a ready-to-use post, ChatGPT is very good in this case because it explains facts. Claude also tried to analyze all the changes that Apple made. This is very powerful for business. The verdict: for pure data accuracy, use Perplexity. Business insights, Claude. Ready-to-use text, ChatGPT. News digest style, Gemini. Test number 3: business use case. You're a startup founder launching a productivity app. Write a 1-paragraph pitch and a 5-line investor summary. ChatGPT delivered a structured speech with clearly identified benefits. It's easy to use in real life. Claude's version felt like a short story, emotional and elegant. It used emotion and empathy, which could resonate with investors. Gemini emphasized numbers and metrics, strong for a pitch deck or Google-style presentation. Perplexity pulled real investors' language and examples from similar startups. It was data-rich but less human. The verdict: for storytelling and warmth, Claude. For investor-ready clarity, ChatGPT. For metrics and logic, Gemini. For competitive data, Perplexity. Here is something interesting. When I asked all 4 assistants who is the best, nobody tried to claim it. They all said some version. It all depends on users' goals. That's exactly how you should think about AI, not a competition. It's a toolkit. Each assistant has a personality. If you want an assistant who writes like a human, try ChatGPT. If you want ethical reasoning and long documents, try Claude. If you're deep into Google's world, try Gemini. And if you're doing research, that's definitely Perplexity. But the real secret is to combine them. Use Perplexity for research, Claude for writing, ChatGPT for polishing, and Gemini for data visualization. This is how professionals now work. They don't use one tool, they build their AI stack. And before you go, here is my bonus tip. Create your own AI workflow trio. Start with Perplexity for facts research, then use ChatGPT for structure and creativity, and Claude for review and emotional tone. This way you will save time, avoid errors, and get high-quality results. If you want to see how to set up workflows in details, tutorials and AI tips, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm Amiga, helping you to stay smart and confident in AI era. See you in the next video.